my wife and I went on an exciting adventure in our trusty RV, ready for a thrilling road trip. Our goal was to find both excitement and relaxation in the wild. We felt a mix of anticipation and joy as we drove along the open roads, eager to escape the ordinary routine of our lives. Our destination, a peaceful and secluded campground nestled deep within the forest, offers tranquility and a chance to reconnect with nature in California. This happened in 2013. I will not include the exact campground location due to privacy. The journey was like something out of a picture book, with breathtaking landscapes passing us by as we marveled at the wonders of the world. The sun painted the sky with shades of orange and pink, casting a warm and cozy glow on our faces. We excitedly chatted about all the memories we hoped to create during our trip, discussing hikes, campfires, and stargazing beneath a sky filled with twinkling lights. As the day turned into evening, our excitement grew even stronger. We could see that we were getting closer to the entrance of the campground. A sense of peace enveloped us, and we eagerly anticipated the calm and quiet nights ahead, far away from the chaos of the city. However, our arrival would soon take a chilling turn. As we approached the entrance, we noticed a security guard standing there, his posture rigid and intense. His eyes seemed to look right through us, never wavering from their piercing gaze. A feeling of unease settled upon us, and we exchanged puzzled glances, wondering what could possibly be wrong. Nervously, I decided to approach the security guard and ask about a broken power line we had noticed on our way to the campground. He responded that he would look into it and hopped into his truck, driving off into the distance. It was already quite late, so we settled into our campsite, cooked dinner, and enjoyed our meal before heading to bed. In the middle of the night, we were both awakened by the sound of footsteps near our RV. It was as if someone had been walking around it for hours. We felt a mixture of confusion and fear, unsure of what was happening. As morning arrived, we were greeted by the same security guard from the previous night. He appeared to be a nice and decent person, wishing us a pleasant stay. Curiosity got the best of us, and my wife suggested that I go and ask the security guard about the water line issue. So, I walked over to the security shack, not knowing what awaited me inside. To my horror, I discovered a lifeless body sprawled across the floor. Shocked and filled with adrenaline, I quickly turned around and rushed back to our campsite. Without wasting a moment, we fumbled for our phones and urgently dialed the police, panic consuming us as we realized the chilling truth: the man standing before us, wearing the security guard's uniform, was the killer himself. The reality hit us like a bolt of lightning, instantly turning our picturesque getaway into a living nightmare. We tried to maintain our composure and act as though we hadn't seen anything out of the ordinary. But as we waited for the authorities to arrive, we couldn't help but watch the imposter's every move with a mix of fear and trepidation. He continued to stare at us from a distance, his gaze filled with malice and ill intentions. The once serene and peaceful campground now felt like a dangerous trap, with invisible walls closing in around us. Our hearts pounded in our chests, and each passing minute felt like an eternity. Finally, the distant wails of sirens shattered the eerie silence, signaling the arrival of the police. A wave of relief washed over us, but the scars left by the encounter would forever haunt our memories. The police swiftly apprehended the man who had been pretending to be the security guard. Their investigation revealed that he had not only killed the real security guard, but also a woman who had arrived in an RV before us. The police discovered her lifeless body, and her abandoned RV hidden in an overgrown spot just about 30 feet away from our own. Our once peaceful and enjoyable road trip had transformed into a bone-chilling tale, serving as a grim reminder that darkness can lurk in unexpected places. The image of the security guard turned killer would forever cast a shadow over our future camping adventure, a reminder to always remain vigilant and trust our instincts. As we drove away from the campground, our RV carried the weight of the horrors we had witnessed. We made a solemn vow to cherish every precious moment, embracing the beauty of life and acknowledging the fragile nature of our existence. Our family was really excited about a special trip. We wanted to take a break from our normal routine and have a great adventure. We packed up our comfortable RV and started our journey with happy feelings. As the sun went down and made long shadows on the road, we kept going into the unknown. The sky changed colors and looked amazing. We were getting more and more excited as we drove. We couldn't wait to explore new places, make special memories, and become closer as a family. When it got dark, the scenery became strange and spooky. We kept going, not knowing the scary things that were waiting for us. Suddenly, our headlights showed something worrying ahead. There were orange cones blocking the road, so we had to stop. We were confused and looked at each other, wondering what was happening. There was a construction vehicle in the middle of the empty road, with flashing lights that made it look weird. A heavy silence filled the air, and we could only hear the distant sound of the engine. My wife, who is very smart and a lawyer, sensed danger in the air. She looked worried and wanted to protect our family. With a determined look on her face, my wife rolled down her window and took a flashlight. She wanted to see what was hiding in the dark forest around us. When she shone the light, we all got scared. We saw figures coming out of the darkness, but we couldn't see them clearly. They seemed threatening and made us shiver. We realized we were in immediate danger. My wife felt an urgent need to act. We felt panic, and she told me to turn the RV around quickly. I felt a surge of adrenaline as I quickly maneuvered the RV, trying to find enough space to turn around. With the high beams on, we saw around 30 men emerging from the dark side of the highway, running towards us like a horde of predators. Inside the RV, fear filled the air. Our children were crying, and the sound mixed with the noise of the engine as we drove fast. We wanted to escape from the darkness that surrounded us. We were alone in the empty forest, which made us feel even more vulnerable. But we held on to hope and didn't give up. While we were trying to escape, a new danger appeared. The construction vehicle suddenly started and chased after us. We panicked because we knew the dangers were getting worse. Suddenly, the pursuing vehicle crashed into the back of our RV. The impact shook our small home and destroyed the feeling of safety. The world felt like it was spinning out of control, but we fought to stay in charge. We desperately held on to hope for survival. I quickly exchanged seats with my wife. I grabbed a small case hidden under the bed. Inside was a last resort weapon, a handgun. My hands were shaking as I loaded it quickly, preparing for the confrontation ahead. I told our children to hide on the floor, and I moved carefully towards the back of the RV. I was determined to face whatever awaited us, even though I was scared. The highway became eerily quiet as I aimed the gun at our pursuers. The tension in the air was unbearable. With a burst of gunfire, the stillness shattered. Each shot marked our fight for survival, echoing through the night. The pursuing vehicle, once relentless in its chase, screeched to a halt, crippled by our counterattack. Seizing the opportunity, we swerved off the highway, racing towards the safety and help we desperately needed. The forest enveloped us, its darkness amplifying our feelings of isolation and vulnerability. Fear mingled with relief as we reached out for assistance, our pleas for aid filled with trembling urgency. As we waited for rescuers to come, the heaviness of our terrifying experience weighed on us. The RV, which used to bring us comfort and familiarity, now showed the marks of those scary moments. The memories of the horrors we had faced would always stay with us, vividly reminding us of our journey. The main road, once an exciting path to new experiences, now stood as a serious reminder of how fragile life can be. It showed how a family can stay strong and connected, bound by love and strong determination. We had faced darkness and come out stronger, discovering our own bravery and the unbreakable bond that kept us together. From that day on, the RV trip became a deeply ingrained memory for all of us, a story that warned us about hidden dangers lurking in the darkness, a testament to the power of family bonds, and a reminder to cherish peaceful and secure moments in an unpredictable world. We would always carry the marks from that journey, but we also carried the lessons we learned and the unwavering belief that, together, we could overcome anything that came our way. One of my friend's dreams was to buy an RV and just travel the countryside to get away from all the stuff weighing him down for a few days. It wasn't until years later that he finally saved enough to buy one. He was beyond himself. He asked me if I was available that weekend to go with him, just driving the RV everywhere and doing some sightseeing. I had never experienced camping in an RV, so I told him I was down. Finally, the weekend arrived and we both took off. It was July, and the weekend also happened to land on the 4th, so we bought a bunch of fireworks. On the first day, we went through a forest, and at night, we parked on the side of a dirt road and spent the night there. Since the surrounding area was full of trees, we didn't want to use any fireworks, so we just sat and enjoyed ourselves. It was an unimaginable feeling. It felt so free, just hanging out with beers in our hands and relaxing like that. On the second day, everything changed. We arrived in a desert with no trees in sight. It was just miles and miles of sand. We were driving slowly because we wanted to enjoy that scene. When it was finally nighttime, we parked a bit further away from the road and set up stuff there. When it was very late, we locked the RV and went to sleep. In the middle of the night, I woke up to a noise. I looked at my phone, there was no service, and it was 2 a.m. The noise got louder and louder, and I finally realized that it was the sound of a car speeding by. I didn't think much of it because I thought the car was just going to go past us, but when the car came right up to us, I heard a loud braking noise. My heart jolted when I realized that the car stopped and didn't go away. It was then that I saw lights shining at our RV, indicating that the car was turning off the road and coming right at us. I didn't know what to think, so I slowly opened the blinds a bit to check out the situation. My heart almost stopped when I saw 4 guys coming out with baseball bats. I quickly woke up my friend and told him the situation. He was also panicking because we didn't bring any weapons to protect ourselves. It was then that we heard one of the guys hit the baseball right at the side of the RV. He kept hitting it, so my friend shouted out from the inside for them to go away and that he had a gun on him. That seemed to work because the guys went back inside their car. We thought it was over, but suddenly one guy pulled out a pistol from the car and just started shooting at our RV. That gunshot sound gave us adrenaline like none other. We both rushed into action. I jumped into the driver's seat and was looking for the car key. Our RV has a top that can be opened, so on the second shot, my friend opened up the roof, lit up a black cat firework, and threw it out towards the car. He then quickly lit up another firework, this time a flashy one, and threw it out. It seemed to surprise them because we heard curses out there. It was just enough time for me to find the key and turn on the engine. I then sped out of there as fast as I could. We could hear the car chasing after us too. Our hearts were beating so fast at this point. We knew the RV was too slow to get away from them. When I saw the car come up right next to me, I did something I had never done before. I was amazed that it worked too, because if it hadn't, I wasn't sure what would have happened to us. I swerved the RV right into the car, and for some miracle, the impact sent the car spinning out of the road, and we both heard a crashing sound. We didn't look back to see what happened, we just drove as fast as we could out of there. After a while, my friend suddenly shouted that his phone had service again, so he quickly called the cop. It took a while, but a cop car finally came towards us, and we told him again what happened. When we got home, the new RV was banged up everywhere. We found out that the car that we smashed into was stolen, and the police found it on the side of the road, but the people in it were already gone. We were just glad that everything was over and we were safe.